Damn, I guessed.
Really?
Related to?
No Dubes.
Not this one, dude.
There's no times camera settings, you know, the cameras are set to different exposures, different color balances. And, you know, Kings of Joburg, I think we had 4 cameras on that.
Were there a moment where you had to use color to communicate?
Yeah. I think not necessarily color, but more of a technical experience.
Plus, you guys so
Yeah. We all about that. We're all about that. Days ago, Bruce and myself were playing around with AI, and what we discovered was it's a nice brainstorming tool, right?
Yeah, I'll stop at the grave. Now I'm on a wave. Focus on brave. Walk like a slave. Tripping and falling, but I stand all day. Sipping while plotting how I walk my way. Back to the hustle. Never gonna crumble.
We are back. This is the last one from Sequence Post, and we are with Romeo. Wait, Dube.
Yeah, Dube, yeah.
Damn, I guessed.
Really? Did you guess that?
Yeah.
That's a good guess, man.
Related to?
No Dubes.
Not this one, dude.
There's no Dubes I'm related to, and there's a lot of famous Dubes
I was
out
about
there.
to say, put us on, like.
Nah.
Wait, Romeo is Dube. Is it a vendor surname?
No, it's a Ndebele surname.
Ndebele.
Yeah, so like my mom is Venda. I grew up with my mom, and then my dad is Ndebele.
Oh.
Hence the Dube. Yeah, hence the Dube.
Yeah, so on this one, guys, we're on color. Kings of Joburg, color. Coast.
I have to start with the first
What's
question.
in your mind?
Oh my God.
No, it's a conversation.
putting me on the
It's a
spot?
conversation.
Let's
What
get
do you
into
think
it.
of the color palette, Coast?
Okay, first of all, I'm not a post person. I'm not.
Yeah, fair. I know. I see you guys always talking to you. You guys are like dealing with actors, the big stars.
We're not dealing with the big stars. You guys are the big stars.
Hey, thank you.
both.
It feels good to be acknowledged.
Yes, we coming to acknowledge you guys now. So walk us through color. What's that about?
Oh yeah.
Someone who does not
For someone that does not do
yes, trying to get our
post and
views
what
together.
color grading is, it's
Yes.
literally just I get footage, right? And you know everything. You know Bruce spoke about how you know they edit and you know this whole workflow stuff, and then I am the last person or one of the last person who has to sort of make the show look good. Pretty colors and everything. It's fascinating. You know, I dictate how the mood and the look should be, as well as correcting things. So sometimes on set, when people are shooting, you find, I don't know, like with Kings of Joburg, it's, you know, they shot very well. But obviously, sometimes the people on set are rushed for time. So when they're rushed for time, sometimes camera settings, you know, the cameras are set to different exposures, different color balances. And you know, Kings of Joburg, I think we had 4 cameras on that show, right? 4 different cameras as well. So my job is also making sure that they visually match up, so that when the audience is watching it, nothing is jarring and nothing is jumping. And yeah, making it look good. That's like, it's like Instagram. You go on Instagram. I mean, this is an oversimplification of it, but
Like a filter.
it's like a filter. It's essentially it's like filter work, but done with with more science behind it. Because you know these cameras that people shoot on, like we're shooting on cinema cameras, so sometimes you know we have to have an understanding as to how this camera functions, how does it work for us, and how could I push it. So that's the color grading. It's literally mood. How do you enhance the mood, the visual tone of it? Like you look at a film, like let's look at Seven or The Batman or Moneyball. There's these certain films when you're watching it, you're like, wow, that looks good. You know, there was a colorist also involved who had to push that image to get it just sitting right to where it needs to be. So
Let's talk about color palette for Kings of Joburg and what it communicated. Or also you may hint us, because I know most of the audience, they might miss it. Were there a moment where you had to use color to communicate?
yeah.
Specifically?
I think not necessarily color, but more of a technique. There was a scene, I think it was episode 5, where Sting was when Leon and Sting had that altercation. Actually, there's a lot of moments, but it was more of a technique where you know the crew couldn't necessarily shoot at night due to logistical reasons. So then there are a lot of shots, actually, not just some shots. There are a lot of shots that are day for night that mimic shot during the day, but then when it comes to us, we have to get it looking like night. And it was super interesting this time because we had a lot of compositors involved as well with the day for night creation. So they would also include sky replacements, include some tiny lights inside the house. So there's some shots that you think, oh, this is actually nighttime. There's a shot, I think, where the car was driving. If you guys could like overlay that footage, it'll be, or maybe I'll send it to you guys. But yeah, there's a shot where the car was driving and there were headlights on and there was smoke coming out. That was not at night. That was during the day. So we had to sort of like get it looking like night. So there was a nice technique. There was a couple of day for night shots. But overall, the tone, because I'm sure you guys have also seen season 2. When we're going into season 3, there was a big jump in terms of how visually stunning it looks. So like this time we had some time to actually like go into the color pipeline and establish a look of the show. And you know, when you're watching Kings of Joburg, there's a lot of blues. There's a lot of blue tones, a lot of like desaturated, because it's all about that grittiness of Kings of Joburg and trying to get into it and still producing a lovely image. So that's the route that we took it to. It was a lot of blue tones within the show.
Like, how was like your first like impression when you see like Samad? Did you get to meet Samad and then?
Yeah, I met Samad. When I met him, yeah, man, how's it going, man? Because he's American. Yeah, Samad is American. Yeah, man, how's it doing, man? You know, I just want the skin tones, man, to look right, man, just right, man. Yeah, just like that, man, just like that. So yeah, he's very meticulous, and I think as a director, that's what you need. You need to have. He knows exactly. You know, we the post guys, right? And sometimes as a director, you don't necessarily understand what these workflows are and exactly what it is that I'm doing and what software I'm using. But one thing he understands very well is how the show should feel for the audiences. That's what I remember he emphasized that my job is to make sure that when it gets to the audiences, it should look and feel right. So that's it's very nice getting a person like Samad to sort of oversee that and make sure that, okay, cool, this is how I want my show to look. You know, I want the skin tones, I want to see my actors. And that was the main emphasis when working on Kings of Joburg. It was to see the actors when they're performing their performances and stuff. So it was, yeah, Samad is, he's an OG, man. He's an OG.
Nah, it's been cool, King, you.
In terms of being in terms of color, how much, what risk did you take that actually made it onto season 3, where you were like, let me just try this, let me see what's gonna happen? It wasn't necessarily something you were told to do or something like that, where you were just like, let me just take a small risk here and let's see if it makes it. And
If it makes it onto the...
onto season 3, and it actually made it.
Ooh, I think more of the night scenes, right? Because typically within the South, this industry that we're in, a lot of people are afraid of the dark, right? Like, you know, it's like, oh no, it's too dark.
I thought that was going somewhere else.
No, not there. So I think sometimes it's like, how do we get night to actually feel like night and not, so it's one of those things where some of the night scenes pushed it extremely low, but to a point where it's still enjoyable to watch. So like, I remember even Bruce was always to me like, no man, take it down. I'm like, oh, can I take it down? With a big smile, yeah, I'll take it down. So that's like one of the stuff that, just making sure that we could accurately display night scenes, as a night scene, especially even the day for night stuff. Day for night is tricky because how dark should it go? Certain conversations about that. But yeah, the grain too. Obviously Netflix with its decompression, but then with season 3, we actually had to push it even further. We really had to push it further. Like season 2 to 3, as I said, it's a big jump just visually. So it was a lot of pushing and pulling, a lot of masking, just to get the image to where it should be sitting.
So like, tell me about like coming to Sequence. For how long have you been here?
I've been here Sequence. I came in December. So last year December, they were looking for a colorist, and I remember it was Umpo who actually contacted me, saying, "Hey, please can you come in? We have this one project for you to grade." So in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. This is because I used to freelance, do a lot of freelance work last year. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna come in, probably expecting a TVC or maybe like a short film to grade for a day or two. Walked in, and literally it was Bruce and Umpo and Dumi Gumbi, who is also one of the co-founders of this place. He walked in, and it turned into a whole interview, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is actually, I was like, okay, this is actually serious stuff. I thought I was here to create a show. And then I remember when walking in, I saw in Bruce's suite, I saw big ass TV, and I saw Connie Ferguson there, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what show this is. And then turns out to be Kings of Joburg. And yeah, from there, you know, been there since December, we're in July now, so it's been, 7 months, 8 months?
Wow.
What a nice entrance.
Yeah. No, like I remember when I came in, Bruce was like, dude, we're gonna throw you in the deep end. So it was one of those conversations of like, dude, like, we throwing you in the deep end. Unfortunately, like, it wasn't a thing of, I'm gonna come in and then, you know, sort of understand what this is about, what that is about. It's like, I'm coming in at a time where, okay, cool, they're about to enter the color grading process of the show. And, you know, that was in December, and we had to deliver all episodes in February. So I came in, deep in, and, you know, these guys here at Sequence and Luma, like, their workflows that they use are like some pretty advanced workflows. And getting familiar with that pipeline was a lot, but you know, with good guidance, it was a pretty fun experience. But yeah, that's how I got into Sequence. That's how I started working here.
Why do you think Bruce like welcomed you and chose you? Do you think he chose you for personality, talent, or both?
I think it's a mix of both, because when we had the interview, you know, it was just chatting about who I am, why do I do this, what do I love. But again, also, like, the trust has to be built. So there was a test, like I had to, no, not a test, but essentially they had to see where my skill set was. And they were like, oh, okay, cool, this kid has got some chops. Okay, cool, you're gonna be the colorist. And, you know, it was a huge responsibility because, you know, when we're looking at season two had a bunch of talented colorists also working on it. But this time it was like, no, dude, like, we need one person to just solely focus on the color aspects of it. So the pressure was a lot, but it meant a lot to actually see that, oh, these guys actually do trust me to handle this amount of work. And yeah, I think, you know, personality and also just talent also plays a long way. But yeah.
Cool, interesting.
Wow, interesting stuff. What question do I have? I was just in the conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still on the entrance.
Yeah, that was
like
such a
this.
phenomenal entrance.
Yeah, dude, I was thrown in. It was literally the deep end. I just had to learn how to swim. But, you know, these guys made it a pretty good experience.
Plus, you guys flew the. We saw the mermaid floating.
Yeah. We all about that. We're all about that.
You wanna go?
But I was like, how many clips were you working with, like, in the whole series?
Oh, the whole series.
Per episode.
Per episode, we were looking at something like 800 to 900 clips. Yeah.
He's crying, this one.
yeah, with these 30 clips, 5 clips. No, yeah, so it was a lot, like 900 clips. You know, it's, and I'm sure maybe Bruce spoke about this, but like, when delivering content to Netflix, you know, the QCing process is very strict, right? So it's like, obviously we have to grade, but also the QCing stuff, having the eye to identify, okay, cool, there is a camera in shot, we have to send that through to the compositing guys to clean that up, because it's not as simple as just zooming into the image and get it out of the camera. Sometimes the camera is right next to the actor, so we have to send that through. There's a lot of shots that were like that. So, you know, it's 900 clips. That was like, it was a lot. Remember episode one, I looked at the clips and I was like, wait. And then I asked Bruce, how many days do I have? He's like, oh, yeah, 4 days. I'm like, okay, let's get it rolling. But, you know, it was a good 4 days. And after that, it's not like it's 4 days for first pass. And then after that first pass, we go into client reviews. Some mud has a look at it. And then do another pass. We watch it and it's like, okay, no, this isn't working out. This looks a little bit too brown. Can we cool this down? This looks a little bit too soft. Could we actually add in some sharpness? Or it's a little bit too sharp. Let's soften out the image a little bit more. Or Connie looks too dark in this certain situation just because the camera guys couldn't get the light in on time. So we would have to like expose her up and make sure that the characters also look true to how they look in real life, you know. So it's a fun process at times, but yeah, we're working in passes, pass 1, and then from there we just keep building it, and we realize, okay, cool, and then you know it's insane at the I think I've watched Kings of Joburg. I probably watched each episode maybe like 8-10 times, you know, because you have to do a pass. After that, we get the VFX in and the CGI, and we all put it onto the timeline. We make an export, we sit and watch it. Okay. We watch it. Okay, no, the color looks great here. Okay, cool. Maybe maybe add in, cool it down just a little bit. We cool it down. I'd go in, even if it's just one clip, I'd export that one clip, right? Like a 20-second clip, put it into the timeline again, export, sit and watch it again. The whole thing again. Yeah, so it's a process, man. It's a process.
Yeah.
Still have that question.
Yeah. After Jerry interrupted me.
Rudely.
Like really. Anyway,
Shame on you, man.
Anyway, we spoke about this before we shot when we were just coming in, where we spoke about how film school doesn't really prepare you for the industry.
Yeah.
And how you sort of have to seek out your own opportunities. So as a grader, can you just speak to like the viewers on how you sort of had to create your own lane, create your own work, something like we're doing with MzansiScope.
Yeah, of course. You guys are like pathing your own way, which is very
so
wonderful to see.
Yeah, please, can you just speak to us about that, especially as a grader? I think we don't have a lot of people speaking about that and how difficult it is to be recognized and then also make something of yourself when you are within the industry. And be recognized there as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, film school, number one, is offering, it's a basis, right? It's a platform, because I'm not going to lie, I did law before I ever did film, yeah. So I was studying law. I even had like a full bursary and everything. And I remember I was just like, okay, you know what? I actually want to really focus on film. I want to do this for real this time. And I told my mom, I'm like, hey, guess what? I want to go to AFTA. And she was like, well, okay, you're going to let go of a whole bursary. And now we're going to have to pay like, you know, a lot of money for that. That amount. Yeah, of course. And then I went to AFTA. And what I liked is that I never understood actually. I loved watching movies, right? But I didn't understand what actually went behind the processes because I didn't have the access to that, unfortunately. So AFTA exposed me to, oh, this is Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh, color grading, what's that? I never heard about that. Oh, DaVinci Resolve. Okay, this is very interesting. It exposed me to that, and then from there, it was just a love and a passion for because I'm a person all about feeling and not like Drake in my feelings, but like how something how something looks on camera on screen. So I always loved that, and then I decided to go through that color grading route, and with that it was just all about how far I could push myself, you know, because film school has a module. And unfortunately, sometimes that module may not be up to date with what's actually happening. It may not reflect what's actually happening in the industry. So I have to take it upon myself to actually say, how could I expose myself to a greater network? And how could I push myself further? How could I acquire more skills? And because the learning never stops, right? Like even after I graduated 2023, the learning still never stopped. I'm still learning right now. So it's just that, always pushing myself to get myself into these spaces, promoting my work, and eventually now I'm here, you know.
So, like, what were the steps? So, you said Mpho, she's the one like who called you, right? but you were doing like other like jobs like
Freelancing.
out there.
Yeah,
So-
I was teaching you guys.
No, beside that, like you were doing other.
Oh yes, I was
projects.
doing other
Yeah.
projects.
So I wanna know like how did she discover you? Like from what project where she was like, I think I can work with you.
It was through word of mouth. There was someone who was looking for a colorist, and the person was like, "Oh, actually, I know Romeo as a colorist," and Umpo did do her research and went onto my Instagram. So I always post my work also on Instagram, and she was like, "Oh, okay, cool. This guy actually is a colorist, and he's pretty decent." So from there, got contacted, and yeah, came through here. That was a step through word of
So
mouth.
post your work on Instagram.
I'm getting you jobs.
Yeah, just always, yeah. I think as especially as a young audience, it's very important for us to always promote our work out there and always, showcase our skill sets and our abilities. Yeah.
Ghost. I think on my side,
I don't think I have any other questions either.
Mr. Grader.
Mr. Grader, the grader should have a lot of questions.
My last question, probably because of time. Do you think there's room for like colorists in terms of obviously now there's AI?
I go AI coloring.
Can generate
Yeah,
lines or whatever?
there's this one software, Color Lab AI, that integrates AI into the workflow. I think it's very wonderful because it's a thing of sometimes as creatives we do get stuck. So sometimes maybe AI is that tool to sort of, what I like it as. There was days ago, Bruce and myself were playing around with AI, and what we discovered was it's a nice brainstorming tool, right? Sometimes
Spark something.
to spark an idea, right? And we were in that phase of like, okay, cool, we want to spark some idea, we want to do something, we just can't find what it is that we want to do, but use AI as this bouncing tool to help you out. And I think in the world of color grading too, I think that would be nice to utilize it as a QCing tool, as a reviewing tool. It's not after our jobs. AI is not after our jobs. We have to get that out of the way. But it's a nice tool, man. If we use it very consciously and very ethically, there's amazing stuff that as creators, as filmmakers, as a colorist, I could achieve through the use of AI. Yeah.
I think that's it, cause
That's it from us, yeah.
we chopped, and then now you have to sign us out.
I can finally do a sign out.
You can finally do it, man.
Cause you've been waiting for these. Like,
Guys, today was such an interesting day. I'm not a posty person, but today we were focusing on the workflow of post-production, which was just super, super interesting, just super phenomenal interviews as well. Learned so much. Coach, did you learn anything?
yeah, like from
Okay, nothing
editing.
from I'm joking, from editing.
From editing, animation, compositing, post-production, manager.
Did you know there was a
Cost.
production
Did I
producer?
know?
There's a
No.
post produce, dude. It's batshit crazy in this industry. We have to make sure that everything is following a specific timeline, in a specific pipeline. I'm sure Bruce was like, "Yo, yeah, how do we get VFX all the way to grade without the image changing? How do we make sure that everything is as clear as possible, that nothing breaks?" You need a post producer, you need a post supervisor, you need a lot of people who are very experienced, and these people here are like super experienced. They know their stuff.
Yeah, there's always a job for you guys. That's one thing.
There's
There's
always
a
always
lot of
something for
jobs.
Yeah, there's always something for you in the industry that you love. Coach, anything else to add before I finally sign out?
No, cost. I think everything is.
Shout out to Title Secrets for
Yeah.
we learned.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, for having us. We learned so much. Before we sign out, there's a thing that we do as MzansiScope. As you are our last interview, we need to teach it to you. So before we go, we do like a Dutch tilt. Then we say MzansiScope.
We got it from
Oh.
Youngins,
Yeah, we
though.
got it
Oh,
from
from
Youngins.
Youngins.
Yeah, where
Oh,
they just
nice.
Dutch
They were
tilt
doing Dutch for everything.
everything.
though.
So we just troll them. But yeah, so you just
Okay,
do
let's
like
go for
this.
it.
I sign it out. I'll be like, subscribe. Then we'll be like, that's it from us, MzansiScope. Then what's our final?
What are we gonna?
What are we gonna say?
No, title sequence.
Sequence post. Sequence post.
But we also did Luma, so.
Sequence post, Luma animation.
Yeah.
Sequence post animation. Damn, that's the longest one we've ever done.
That is super long, huh?
Right, so we're gonna do MzansiScope, then we're gonna do that's it from us, MzansiScope. Yes, let's go what?
Sequence post.
Sequence
Luma
post,
animation.
Luma animation. Oh,
Yeah,
with
with the
Luma
point, yeah, with the
animation.
point, just to be cool.
All right, now we're doing it for real. Guys, that's it from us. Please, can you watch this short documentary that I will co-edit, co-color, co-everything, co-post-production, supervise.
She's lying.
That's it from us, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Please please continue supporting us. Comment all the things that you do. Please continue doing so. That's it from us. MzansiScope.
Sequence post, Luma animation. It's fine. No, it's fine. It'll live as a moment. It's a blooper.
Animation.
Let the people see what actually happens. It's uncut and raw and unfiltered.
I got nervous, like I've never done such a long.
Yeah, that was super long.
But like every time you go and watch it back, you realize like it was natural and it's nice.
Yeah.
Yo. I'm dreaming. I'm chasing a hustle. I've been working all weekend.